Hey everyone, it's that time. It is I, and finally got to see this film. People have been talking about it among the video critics and just everybody in general, getting huge buzz. It finally came to a theater near me. I had to travel 30 minutes to go see Birdman. Yes, this independent film from Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu. I murdered that last name. I do apologize. But he did Beautiful as well as 21 Grams. And he brings us the story of Regan, played by Michael Keaton. And Regan is this guy who was in the 90s, and he was a superhero actor on the big screen. His films made billions of dollars, okay? But, since then he has kind of faded away into obscurity. So he has decided to put on a play on Broadway to try to help give his life some relevance again, at least in his eyes. And we see how he deals with the events and the days leading up to the opening night, as he struggles with his daughter, who really is being difficult, an actor who just is also being very difficult and giving him trouble, dealing with his family, the actors, legalities, all kinds of things that he deals with. And we see how that affects him psychologically, and we get to learn about him as well and what problems he has, what internal demons are haunting him. Wow, Birdman is probably the best film I will see this year. Now, I know we still got 3 weeks left, and Christmas, December is butt-ass heavy with great films, I'm sure, and there's a lot of limited release stuff out that hasn't gotten here yet. But for me, what I've seen on the screen, Birdman, best film. And why? Well, one, just phenomenal performances. Michael Keaton, who better to cast as a guy who used to do superhero films in the 90s than Michael Keaton? Okay, I mean, I almost think there's some catharsis going on here, some things that Michael Keaton wanted to work out in doing this role. So just casting him alone was a thing of brilliance, and his performance in here as Regan is excellent. They blur this line a little bit between his delusions and what really is going on, and they do some interesting things throughout this film that make you question exactly who his character is, and I loved that. Oh, Michael Keaton brings some really great emotion and depth, and like I said, I really think he's working out some inner feelings he may have had from, after what happened to him after the Batman series. So, I love that casting, and he is just pitch perfect in this. But he's got a great cast around him as well. Emma Stone as his daughter Sam. Brilliant performance by her. So much rage and anger in her character, as well as other things going on. She's a character that's got many different inner demons as well she's dealing with, as well as some dad issues. So, just a great chemistry between these two. I loved how these two played off each other. Felt very authentic. And then Zach Galifianakis in here, this is probably one of the best performances I've seen him in. He's not playing the comedic ha-ha guy like he usually does. He has a great role as Jake, Regan's buddy and lawyer and legal counsel, and I really loved him in this as well. It was a different role that we've seen him in for the most part. I mean, he's done a number of films now, but usually it's a little more comical. And here, he's not too serious, but he's not the laughing guy. He's not the comedic relief that you would expect his role to be. So really glad that he get to see him exercise some dramatic chops as well. And then Naomi Watts, Edward Norton in here playing the Broadway actor who just the kind of diva guy. Everybody in here, unique characters that are just stand out, and there's conflict. I love when there's conflict between characters that felt natural. It didn't feel like it was there, forced upon just to have there for the movie, okay? It gives you some insight, too. There's some statements in here about how Hollywood actors are perceived, the clash between Broadway and Hollywood. Some things about, you know, old school versus new school popularity and relevance. There's statements of that in this script. And finally, what is most interesting is how they shot this film. This film is done as if, for the most part, it's one take. Outside of the very beginning and very end, they shoot this film in a continuous shot type style, and I loved that. You know, it did not get old, and it really, I think by doing that, really got you sucked into this story, and you felt connected with the actors more because you didn't go away from them, or you didn't cut at all. All the conversations felt very personable, and it just gave it a different feel to it. They really try to give you at least the feel of one long take. Now, we know that's not true, and through the magic of movies, special effects, excuse me, that they can do sort of things and they can cheat, but I don't care because visually it sucked me in and it kept me there throughout. And there's an ending in this film that is going to make you question exactly what happened. There's some great special effects in here, some stuff that you wouldn't think you would be able to do in a film that is shooting as a continuous shot, but they do it, and they do it well, and they do it fairly seamlessly. There's a couple of spots where the special effects didn't look quite that great, but by then you don't care because this is really a character piece, and Michael Keaton really runs with this film and does so well. Everybody does so well. I love it. It's a quirky, unusual way to tell a story that you normally wouldn't see from Hollywood, and I loved every minute of it. 5 stubs is not enough stubs for me to give to this movie, folks. Really, if you get a chance to see it at your theater, go watch it. Now, it's not going to be exactly for everybody. There's not a huge amount of action in here, but if you're looking for a good dramatic piece that's shot in an unusual way and really gives you some thoughts on some interesting current topics that involve celebrity status and just a whole lot of things going on. If you're looking for a unique original film, Birdman is it. I mean, this is, unless someone really wows me, this is probably going to be my favorite film of the year. But again, we do still have 3 weeks to go. Thank you so much for watching the Final Cut and hear me ramble about Birdman. If you've seen Birdman, please comment down below. Love to hear your thoughts on this film, what the casting was, and just in general. And don't forget to check out our spoiler room we're going to have soon, where we're going to spoil the hell out of this film with a few of the spoiler room crew members, and we're going to talk about that as well. So check that episode out in the spoiler room coming soon on iTunes. And until next time, folks, remember, keep that ticket stub.